Thank you, Gerard, for sharing great insight on how CorelDRAW can help our users be productive in our new normal with remote work, collaboration, and designing everywhere. We now want to take you on our creative journey, introducing to you CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021. Graphics professionals are looking for powerful solutions to boost their productivity. Deadlines and margins have never felt tighter. Businesses of all sizes are seeking new ways to connect with customers. And as the home has become central to how many of us work, staying connected with colleagues, clients, and even friends looks very different from just months ago. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 has evolved to meet these quickly changing needs head-on. As Gerard mentioned earlier, to accommodate our new normal, we're doubling down on collaboration, and our next generation tools make it possible to gather comments and resolve feedback in real time, no matter where team members or clients are located. Boosting the design process, advanced illustration and photo editing features help you achieve the exact look and effect you envisioned in record time. Plus, new workflows put you in control of your pages and assets, taking projects from ideation to final output faster. With a laser focus on collaboration, productivity, and flawless results, CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 is an essential tool for the way designers work today and will work tomorrow. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 has the versatility to satisfy any creative need. Chosen by professionals across a variety of demanding industries, including manufacturing, engineering, sign making and large format printing, marketing, apparel and textile, retail and e-commerce, and more, CorelDRAW Graphics Suite is a trusted tool for designers and businesses worldwide. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 is designed to get the job done. Tackle projects quicker and more easily with new, advanced illustration and progressive photo editing tools. Boost your productivity with next-generation collaboration that streamlines your design journey and review process, and create more efficiently with our new, flexible design space with multi-page and multi-export workflows. Control your creative journey. Enjoy the freedom to choose how you create your best work thanks to powerful graphics tools built for the platform of your choice and every place where inspiration strikes you, or where collaborative workflows take you. Create compelling designs how you want, when you want, and where you want. Taking our groundbreaking collaboration features to the next level, the newly enhanced CorelDRAW.app makes it possible to work with clients and colleagues on design projects in real time. With faster ways to connect and with new support from Microsoft Teams, CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 makes it simpler than ever to keep projects on track, even as we're forced to work apart. The new live comments let everyone involved in a project work in real time. Stakeholders can comment on a document in CorelDRAW.app with all feedback instantly appearing in the working file in CorelDRAW 2021, greatly accelerating approvals. A new dashboard in both CorelDRAW 2021 and CorelDRAW.app acts as your collaboration hub. It contains all your design files in the cloud, displays a preview, the number of comments and team members, and project status. And now you can share designs with colleagues and clients directly from the dashboard. Enjoy a true cross-platform experience on Windows, Mac, web, iPad, and other mobile devices. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 on Windows is now built as 64-bit only applications, allowing us to leverage the latest Windows 10 x64 technologies. It is also optimized to fully leverage your system's graphics processing unit, or GPU, and deliver significantly smoother panning and zooming, enabling navigation with perfect fluidity in even the most complex layouts. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite for Mac was built from the ground up for an experience that's natively Mac. Menus, windows and views, fields and labels, buttons, and other UI elements reflect the latest in Mac OS Big Sur. And with native support for Apple Silicon, CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 leverages the exceptional power and performance of the Apple M1 chip. Don't let your desk limit your imagination. Turn great ideas into amazing designs the moment they arise with the versatile CorelDRAW.app. Access your work whenever and wherever is convenient for you with this powerful web app, running on any major browser on any device. With a new touch-optimized user interface, CorelDRAW.app expands what's possible on mobile and tablets, and our new iPad app makes it even easier to design on the go and collaborate with customers and colleagues. CorelDRAW.app for Microsoft Teams lets you view and edit your CorelDRAW design files in Microsoft Teams. Corporate users can sign in with their Microsoft 365 user account to create new designs in a meeting and collaboratively review designs with team members in real time right inside Teams channels. In a world where time is money, your software should deliver the results you need fast, so you can keep your focus on being creative. Thanks to new precision layout capabilities and the cutting-edge Draw in Perspective feature, CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 makes complicated workflows simple to deliver stunning results in record time. Built with speed and increased productivity in mind, the new Perspective Drawing tool lets you quickly set up 1, 2, and 3-point perspective drawings and displays live previews as you draw, modify, or transform objects. Intuitive camera guides help you smoothly control the depth of field by showing the position of the viewer. Helping productivity in complex designs, you can now switch guidelines from world scale to page dimensions in a click. And the new Snap to Self control allows you to prevent objects from snapping to their own snap points so you can move and transform design elements with ease and precision. Speed up your creative journey from design to output with new workflows that put you in control of your pages and project assets. With the new multi-page view, you can arrange pages in order in a column, row, or grid. Or use the custom mode to freely reorganize non-sequential pages with a simple drag and drop. Quickly move or copy objects from one page to another while keeping full control of all pages and assets in this view. The Pages Docker or Inspector is the ideal time saver to manage and quickly navigate a multi-page project. Reordering pages is as easy as dragging them in the Docker. It's the one spot to add, delete, and rename pages with minimal effort. The new Export Docker or Inspector provides a range of options for outputting pages and objects, plus creating a customized list of assets to export with one click. Simultaneously export the same design element at different sizes, resolutions, and file formats. Ideal for web and mobile app design tasks, or easily export several items using identical settings. Powerful new photo editing features let you elevate your images in fewer steps. Enjoy a faster, easier route to flawless images and gain back valuable time to exceed client expectations. Get instant access to the most critical and frequently used filters with the new Adjustments Docker or Inspector, letting you quickly work non-destructively in real time and in context. The brand new Local Adjustment mode simplifies targeting a filter to a specific image area. The Replace Colors filter has been rebuilt from the ground up to intuitively make targeted and polished edits to an image's hue, saturation, and lightness. With this improved color workflow, designers can achieve more natural photo editing results dramatically faster than before. And with new file format support, you can now take advantage of photos captured on your iPhone in the high-efficiency image file format. We're always inspired by the incredible design work we see from CorelDRAW users around the world. This is a piece from one of our featured artists, as well as a quote from him on how important it is that CorelDRAW helps him transform his imagination into incredible designs. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite really is an all-in-one graphic design suite for vector illustration, page layout, photo editing, font management, bitmap to vector tracing, and more. In addition to the desktop applications CorelDRAW, Corel Photo Paint, Font Manager, and Aftershot HDR on Windows and Mac, CorelDRAW.app adds a whole range of apps for web and mobile, enabling our users to access their work anywhere and design on the go. Or let clients and business partners access design files for review and annotation in a web browser on any device, on an iPad, or in Microsoft Teams. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 is an essential toolset for designers and businesses of any size, and it's the ideal design platform for teams with multiple designers, reviewers, and approvers working together on projects. Whether team members work on Windows, Mac, or both, IT departments have access to easy software deployment, virtualization support, and the zero-footprint CorelDRAW.app to simplify implementation. Enhanced and streamlined collaboration workflows make it simple to send work for review, feedback, and approval in a highly efficient and seamless way. Designers can use dynamic text co-editing to give contributors the ability to implement final copy without compromising design integrity. When it comes time for review, stakeholders can use a variety of commenting and annotation tools in CorelDRAW.app, while designers keep track of everything with live comments in CorelDRAW 2021. CorelDRAW customers really have a choice when it comes to how to license their favorite graphic software. We continue to offer product purchase options for perpetual ownership. Subscribers to CorelDRAW Graphics Suite take advantage of several additional benefits, including full access to the cloud collaboration and file sharing services, as well as always up-to-date software. For our corporate customers, organizations of any size, including government and academic institutions, can keep budgets in line thanks to flexible licensing that offers a choice of subscription or perpetual programs. And now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Mo Yogi, who is going to show you CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 in action. Mo, the floor is yours.
Thank you, John, and thank you to each one of you for joining us today. I'm super excited to be sharing with you some of the cool features in this latest release. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 is all about keeping your focus on being creative, tame complicated workflows, and deliver stunning results in record time. We'll be working through a cross-media campaign for Octo, as you're seeing on screen. Here we have some packaging design. It talks to one of the many pillars that John alluded to earlier, in this case, advanced illustration. This packaging design is created in CorelDRAW from scratch using the new Draw in Perspective tool. In previous versions, you could add perspective effects, but CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 takes it to a whole different level. Let's look at the anatomy of this artwork. I'll go ahead and select it, choose the perspective group. You'll see we get an edit button. Let's hit that. And you can see that there's a deep perspectival sensibility to this artwork. So let's design something from the ground up, though, to give you a sense of how this works in CorelDRAW 2021. I'll go to page 2. And on page 2, we've just got a quick illustration of the different types of perspectives we can have. We have 1-point perspective over here, 2-point, 3-point perspective, worm's eye view, and bird's eye view. Let's add a new page. Nothing is more intimidating to a designer than a blank page, right? We'll create a cube representing an iteration of the box you saw earlier. So from the Object menu, we'll head down to Perspective and Draw in Perspective. We'll create a 2-point perspective in this case, and we're going to pretty much use the entire canvas. Now you'll notice that you get this perspectival world coming up. The first thing we'll do is we'll increase the number of construction lines we have from 15 to 75. We'll leave the opacity, which is the next value, at 50%. So you'll see we have more construction lines now. Other things you can do is you can go ahead and move your vanishing points out like so to create a deeper and more extreme vanishing point. We're going to undo those. We can also move the horizon line up and down. Now that we're ready, we'll just choose the perspective plane that we're wanting to work with. Go ahead and choose any of the drawing tools. I'll go for the rectangular one in this case, and I'll just go ahead and draw out a rectangle like so. I'll go ahead and zoom in so we can see this better. Then we're going to switch over to the next plane, in this case the left plane. And we'll go to the rectangle tool again. I'll lock in on this edge and we'll just come down till we have a nice cube looking shape. So I'll let go of this, go ahead and pick up this guy and then just shunt it back till we are on target on that node. I'll make it a little deeper though, say to about there. Now we need to do the right plane, so we'll hop over to the right plane, go ahead and pick up our rectangle tool once again, and we'll go ahead and draw out our right plane. Now that our planes are done, let's enhance the depth perception by adding color. So this side will make our mid-tone plane, and this side will make our shadow. So the light is coming from the top right. Naturally, this guy would be our highlight color. We'll select all three planes and we'll make them white outlined so they're just easier to work with. You'll see that the opacity is a little high now, so we'll take that down to 15%. It's a little bit more gentle in the eye. And then what we'll go ahead and do is we'll jump to the orthographic view. We'll pick up the text tool and we'll simply go ahead and click over here, and I'll type in 500 grams. I'll highlight that text and let's change the font very quickly, and we'll settle on Red Hat Bold. Now we'd like to apply this to the planes. How does one do that? It's a simple case of a right click, going to move to plane, and let's move it to the right plane. And there you can see it's in perspective, in line with all of the planar angles. Let's make this a little larger and see what happens. You'll see it maintains the perspectival depth. We'll change the color from black to white. What if we wanted to change the perspectival plane at this point? Sometimes you want to move it to another plane. Well, that's easy too. We'll simply right click again, go over to move to plane, and choose move to left plane. Now white on white is a little difficult to see, you guys, so we'll go ahead and just move it into place like so. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and select this right plane, and we're going to make a copy of that. So straightforward Control-C, Control-V would do, Command-C or V if you are on a Mac, and we're going to take this guy and we're going to shunt it up just to give you a sense of how we could create a lid very quickly. So you get a good sense of how one can work with the new perspective tools inside of CorelDRAW. Let's hit the Finish button. Let's move over to page 4, which has a bit more of a complete design for us to explore. I'm excited to share with you the next feature, which is the new Snap to Self. This is going to give you greater control over object snapping. You know what a mission it is to align content, especially in 3D space. Snap to Self to the rescue. I will go ahead and zoom into this packaging, and we're going to look at these eyes. So I'll go ahead and just pick up the select tool over here, and we'll click on the object. It takes us into edit mode. We'll say yes. And now that we're in edit mode, we can go ahead and select the various elements inside of this object. And there you can see on my objects Docker or Inspector for Mac folks, we have the eyes selected. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to pop that subgroup open, and I'm going to go to this curve. Here's your task. We'd like to align this center point to the top center of this object. Bit of a challenge, right? With the Snap to Self, that becomes very easy. There we are, we're ready to go. If we wanted to move the other elements, we could do so as well. So there you can see I picked up the left brow, and now what I can do is just nest that against the edge of the nose, and I can do the same for this brow. It's slightly off, and I can pick up that node and nudge it into place. Okay, let's select this object, and we're going to delete it at this point. We're going to move these elements down the left-hand side into position really quickly. I'll start with this recycle element right here. Let's fill it with white. We'll right-click on that, go ahead and choose Move Plane, and we'll move it to the left plane. Now that it's a planar object, I'll just go ahead and position it in its location. Let's do the brown owl too. Same story. Move to left plane. We'll take her and place her into her position. She's a little small, so we'll just shunt her up in size. That's looking marvelous. Finally, our gold owl, right-click once more, move to plane, and we'll move her to the top plane. There she is. We'll move her onto the lid, and she's way too small, so we'll just make her a little larger. And there we have it. So very quickly you can see that one can work with perspective using the planar function and Snap to Self very effectively in CorelDRAW. We'll hit Finish once again to look at the final product. What do you guys think thus far? Pop us a comment in the chat pod or throw your questions in there as well. Let's look at the flexible design space that John spoke to earlier. The new workflows will put you in control of your entire design process. How do you ask? Let's investigate. We'll start with this multi-page document. And what you'll notice is that we have a number of different types of pages. Let's interrogate it quickly, okay? Here we have a multi-stream campaign. a poster for print, a web banner, some t-shirt designs in terms of those 3 icons that you see, and color alternates off at the bottom. And the client has just called in saying they want a skyscraper ad for social as well. So that's in the works on the far right-hand side. The new multi-page view that we're looking at allows us to design across multiple media types using variable page sizes, no mess, no fuss. So let's see how this works. We would want this refresh logo on the web banner as well. Let's go ahead and zoom in over here so we get a better sense of this. I'll go ahead and select the pick tool, click on the object, let's drag it across, and when we're ready to place, let's go ahead and do so. And there you can see our copy. We'll quickly shunt it down in size so it fits better, move it over a little bit. And now what we'd like to do is place it behind the can as we have in the poster. So it's a case of right click, let's head over to order, we'll choose behind, and we'll target the can. Job done. Okay, so that's pretty cool. This multi-page design experience is connected to the new Pages Docker or Inspector for Mac folks. So let's head over to the Pages Docker right here. On the Pages Docker, you can see all of the pages. We can toggle to a single page workflow or a multi-page workflow, entirely up to you. You can also arrange the pages as you wish. So you can create a grid, you can create a vertical stack, a horizontal stack, or you could keep it hybrid as we have. And this particular view is very handy for creative workflows, especially for multi-stream projects like the one we're looking at now. And of course, you can arrange the pages in your preferred hierarchy. If you love this, pop us a comment in the chat pod, please. If you have any questions, do the same. So connected to the page experience is the new auto-fit page function that I'd like to share with you. And I'm going to choose the skyscraper page to illustrate this point. So we'll go ahead and ask CorelDRAW to show us the skyscraper page. It's a random A4 page, which is totally inappropriate. We've got the skyscraper at the right size. So let's head over to the Objects Docker or Inspector for Mac folks. All the way off the bottom, we can see skyscraper. We'll go ahead and enable that layer. So that's visible. And you can see that the skyscraper page is a bit of a construction site at the moment with bits and bobs flying all over the place. Let's go ahead and create some order from the chaos. We'll select all these elements and then we'll select our background and we'll ask CorelDRAW to just neatly align everything by hitting the letter C for center. So that's looking great. Now what we'd like to do is we'd like to have the page size the size of our artwork, and that's going to be dead easy to do. I'll deselect everything over here. We'll click on this new auto fit page icon and we'll set the margin to 0 and hit auto fit page. And there our social is ready to go. If you wanted a margin like this, of course you can simply go back, type in a value. Since we're working with web content here, let's go to pixels and then we can just go in over here and say, listen, I would like a 40-ish pixel value. Hit the auto fit page and there you have it. Okay, I'm going to undo that. And that, you guys, is auto fit page. Pretty sweet, huh? Sticking with the flexible design space theme, we need to get these assets out to the various streams, right? You guys are going to love this next feature. It's called multi-asset export. Here, let me pop open the export Docker Inspector for Mac folks. You'll see that we pre-populated some of the exports already. We've got the poster going out as a PDF. We've got the banner going out at 96 dpi JPEG. We've got the t-shirt designs, the 3 owls, going out for direct-to-garment as PNGs. And of course, what we're going to now do is add these elements off the bottom, the color thematic elements, as well as the skyscraper. So let's do that. I'll go ahead and select these 3 elements right here. And then it's simply a case of going to the little icon on the far bottom left, add new, click on that, and you'll see that those three elements have now been added to our group. You can also export an entire page. Head over to the Pages Docker, go ahead and select the skyscraper, head back to the Export Docker, and we're going to click on this icon once again. What you'll now notice is that the skyscraper is part of the export stack. We're going to change this from JPEG to PNG. You can see it's set at 300 dpi, which is wholly inappropriate. So we'll click on the little cogwheel, and that's going to bring us to the very familiar Export to PNG dialog. We'll scroll down to where it says 300 in terms of resolution, and we'll drop it to 96 dpi. Then we'll change our internet speed to a T3 line, and you can see that this is going to take all of 0.3 seconds to download. Let's hit the OK button on that. Excellent, we are ready to socialize. All there is left to do is to hit the Export All function over here, grab a sip of coffee, and let CorelDRAW do the legwork. I am hoping that you are liking all these crazy cool creativity options from Corel as much as I am. Now, let us look at the yummy new progressive image editing in Corel Photo Paint 2021. Enjoy a faster, easier route to flawless images, gain back valuable time, and exceed client expectations. As part of this multifaceted campaign, there is a billboard mock-up that you're looking at that was required by the client. Let's look at some of the wicked cool features that Corel Photo Paint 2021 has to offer. The mock-up you see uses an image captured on an iPhone in the new HEIF or HEIF format. This, as you know, is a modern replacement for JPEG. So Photo Paint has got you covered with the latest in cutting-edge image capture formats. The Octo design was mocked up into the scene. The first feature set I'd like to share with you is the new adjustments workflow. Let's head over to the Objects Docker and choose the Cans object. We'll head back to Adjustments. We'll click on the little plus icon and head over to Replace Colors. From the options, we'll choose Local Adjustments Mode. Then we'll go ahead and select our original color that we'd like to change. So we'll click on the magenta can. The client would like us to change this to a blue. So we'll click on the eyedropper and choose the turquoise off the chest of the owl. We'll head over to our brush size and make it 200. What I'd like to point out to you is this exciting new UI. I absolutely love it. What do you think? Isn't it a cool UI? Now, we simply need to go ahead and paint over the areas we'd like to replace. And you can see the turquoise color coming through. You can see it hasn't picked up all of the color here. We've got a decent enough selection now, but we don't have the full range of color that we would like to have changed. So we'll head over to our range here, and we're going to broaden the range by picking up more of the highlights and dipping in further into the shadows. And you can now see that our can has updated to include that full color range. Now I know you guys are good and you're saying, but my guy, it's included the red feather at the top of the owl's head. I'm glad you caught that, my friends, because that's an easy fix in Corel Photo Paint 2021. We're going to head over to the hue range on the top left, and we're going to tell the computer, yes, include pink, but do not include red. Right there you can see we brought the red feather back, just like that. If the client comes back to us and says, hey, I'd like another color, that's not a problem. Remember that this is completely non-destructive, so at any point in time, we can simply switch off the color to show the client the original. The background needs some love, so let's give that some of our attention. We'll apply an S-curve to the background. Remember, that's that HEIF image that came through from the iPhone. We'll clip the highlights and shadows without blowing out the highlight detail or crushing the blacks. So let's go ahead and select the background. We'll head over to Adjustments. We'll click on the plus. We'll choose Tone Curve. Pay attention to the histogram as well as the tone curve. We're going to pick up the quarter tones and drag that up a little bit. And we're going to take our shadows and we're going to crunch that down. Oh, look at that. That looks sweet. So we've got nice, strong highlights and shadows. Excellent. But we'd like to push this back because it is the background. So we'll head over to the RGB channels, choose blue. We'll pick up the midtones on the blue and we're going to drag that up. And that's going to cool our background quite nicely. So that's looking cool, but the cans can, oh, believe you me, they can be jazzed up a little bit. So let's increase the contrast and tweak the shadows and highlights on them a little bit. We'll use a different technique for that. We'll head over to the Objects Docker once again, pick up the cans, Inspector for Mac folks, head back to the adjustments, and we'll focus our attention on these dials over here. We'll go ahead and crunch the contrast up, around about the 20-ish mark. We'll go ahead and pick up the highlights, and we'll jump that up. Let's go to around the kind of 50-ish mark for them, and we'll do the reverse for shadows. I'll go ahead and click on the tick to show you the before and after. I'm sure you'll agree that contrast change has made a dramatic improvement to our artwork. And that is a quick tour of Corel Photo Paint 2021. There's much, much more for you to explore. John spoke to Next Generation Collaboration. Next Gen Collaboration is next level in CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021. It takes groundbreaking collaboration features from the previous version even further. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 makes it even simpler to keep projects on track, even as we're forced to work apart. Cloud files are accessible anywhere, anytime. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 sports this new dashboard. It allows you to organize your cloud files. It allows you to seamlessly open from and save to Corel Cloud, and it gives you a huge amount of functionality right within the dashboard. We're ready to share our artwork with collaborators and clients and get their inputs. And all of that's going to happen through a web browser on the client side and directly in CorelDRAW on the design desktop. So that's our document. It's ready to go. All one needs to do is click on it and you'll get a larger preview on the far right. It's been shared. I'll hit that shared button. It gives me a sense of who this has been shared with. So it's gone out to the client, it's gone out to the production team, and let's assume I'd like to share it with you. So all I need to do is type in your email address and then of course hit the add button. Now what's cool about this is you can designate roles. So I could make you an approver, a reviewer, a viewer, or give you simply no access. And that's how that works. Let's go ahead and close that. To open the document from Cloud, as you guessed, you simply hit the open button. I've already opened the document from Cloud, and you'll see on the top left-hand corner, I've got the Corel Cloud icon. The new live comments functionality allows project contributors to collaborate in real time, with reviewer feedback being displayed in the design file right inside of CorelDRAW 2021. It's real, it's live, it's painless. Plus on the client side, there are no installations, no plugins, no fiery hoops for your clients to have to jump through. They just tap the link in the email they receive and they're good to go. Let's see how all of this comes together. So the screen on the left is the designer workspace in CorelDRAW. The screen on the right is the client view in a web browser. In this case, Paula is going to review the document in her browser, and we're going to see how this translates in CorelDRAW 2021. The first thing Paula can do is look at the entire document, so she can look at the various components that we spoke about earlier, and those are all of the pages that had been shared in the cloud file. As you can see, Paula's gone and highlighted an area and she's popping in a comment. So it says pineapple for English geos. And almost instantaneously, you'll see that that has popped up in our CorelDRAW Graphics Suite comments Docker. What you can do as a designer now is respond and say, no problem making the change, right? Again, you can see that round trips back to her screen. and it's almost instantaneous once again. So here you can see Paula's added another comment which says, please make the can blue. Let's see what happens. She's added that comment, and almost instantaneously that appears inside of my CorelDRAW window, and I'm going to go ahead as the designer and respond to her request. So my response to her is I'm updating that right away. And that's the interactive real-time workflow that you can expect with CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021. At this point, I'm going to maximize the designer view so we can go ahead and deal with these comments. So the first comment that she made was that she wanted the Portuguese updated to English. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll type in pineapple, and that's good to go. The second one, of course, was, hey, can you make the can blue? So I'll head over to the Objects Docker Inspector for Mac, folks. And there you can see can back. Let's pop that open and drill down to the green aspect of the can. Then it's a simple case of clicking on the new color that you want, and our job is done. So what I'd like to remind you of as you see this collaboration unfold is it could be folks in different offices, different cities, different countries, different continents. It does not matter where folks are. If you like the new live comments workflow in CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021, please show us some love in the comments, pun intended of course. With that, let me say that I'm sure you're going to enjoy working with this new version as much as I am. I shall now pass the baton back to John. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mo, for that great demo of some of the highlights of our latest release. So here we are. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021 is now available for Windows 10, for Mac, CorelDRAW on the Microsoft Store and on the Mac App Store, CorelDRAW.app, CorelDRAW.app for iPad, and CorelDRAW.app for Microsoft Teams. And that's not all. We've also launched new versions of the Windows software products CorelDRAW Standard and CorelDRAW Essentials, complementing CorelDRAW Graphics Suite and completing the CorelDRAW Creative Graphics software product family. Tackle designs for your home projects or small business with CorelDRAW Standard, the introductory suite of illustration, layout, and photo editing tools. Tips and tutorials help you create designs no matter your skill level or area of expertise. And for those first starting out or dabbling in graphic design, the versatile CorelDRAW Essentials enables you to bring your design ideas to life. Create posters, cards, calendars, social media images, and more, quickly and with confidence. So that brings us to the end of today's virtual event. Now that you've seen some of the highlights of the new CorelDRAW Graphics Suite 2021, we invite you to get your hands onto the software to try out all the great new and enhanced tools and design power on the platform of your choice: Windows, Mac, web, and mobile. Go to www.CorelDRAW.com to download your 15-day free trial. Have a look at the additional information and learning videos you can find on our website, or ask your reseller for additional information and a quote. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was really an honor to get to talk to you. Let CorelDRAW fuel your creative fire. Stay safe.